I'm single. I'm single like the last Pringle.
You're single, not mingling?
Nah. I do my thing, but I haven't got no girl. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I don't got nobody to call my own. You know.
Well, if you need help in that regard, I'm happy to help you. I'll put you in touch.
What's up with the last girl you just interviewed? What's her name?
That's Macy Barber. She's a UFC star, 5 in a row.
Oh, she a UFC star?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What she got going on? What's up with her?
I deal in antiquities, icons to be more
by the way,
precise.
She might be too young for me.
Yeah, she's 25. What are you? You're like 48 at this point.
I don't go no further than 21.
Okay.
21, my cutoff.
Perfect. Actually, I want to mention the UFL. This is very interesting what you're doing with these guys. This is what I've been told. Tell me if this is right. All fighters under multi-fight contracts get health care, get life insurance, and get shares in the company. Is that accurate?
Correct.
That's what I've been told.
That's correct, Mundo. And that's the reason why Harrison Rogers started, the F3 energy drink and protein cookie and other ventures, so they get more shares. So the fighters will get more money down the road. He really wants to take care of the fighters, and that's why I decided to join forces with this guy, man. He's one of the best. I really look up to him, and he's teaching me a lot about business. And I'm just really honored to even know a person like this who's really looking out for the fighters.
And so I've been told that their next show is August 12th, UFL 3. It's live on Rumble. It's in Arizona. And they're currently running a Grand Prix tournament across 4 weight classes, bantamweight, featherweight, welterweight, and middleweight in the men's division and in the bantamweight division for the women. They will culminate in the crowning of 5 UFL world champions on December 16th this year. By the way, I feel like I'm promoting this better than you. I mean, I feel like I need to get a cut. I mean, come on.
Bro, you are. Hey, I would actually love for you to be involved somehow.
Oh.
Is there anything you have in the room where you can come and help us out? Because I think you and UFL have the same journey to look out for the MMA fighters. And if this league grows, a lot more MMA fighters would be more successful. And he's trying to make everybody millionaires. You know his slogan is.
I do know it. It's fight with us, not for us. Is that not it?
Well, I think that's one of them. But the one he says personally, like, I don't know if he says it on camera. I guess not. Is Everybody Eats. That's the one I like. Everybody Eats. And my son is making his pro debut on August 12th.
That's right. By the way, everyone eats except for you, apparently, these days.
Yeah. I don't eat that often. Hey, but come on, man. You saw my last fight, man. I needed a drastic change, and you know what I'm saying? I was just getting tired of being fat. And I want to say something to everybody that's out there listening. Bring back fat shaming. Like America, we got so soft. Like a lot of MMA fans will come in on my posts and talking shit. Like I guess they thought I was going to get butthurt and nothing. But no, they gave me a drive to get off of my ass and do something about it.
Wow. So so you're saying be mean to each other, make fun of each other, because in the end it'll lead to good things.
Yes, because you remember back in the day when we was in school, in elementary school and junior high school, people made fun of you. You had to get thick skin. We didn't go, cry about it. Now bullying is somebody, talk about you. Back in my day, bullying was somebody hit you or beat you up, something like that. So, I don't consider it bullying when people were saying to me online. It was motivation for me, and I did something about it. And God bless my coach Sean Reyes. He works really hard, and he's very passionate about getting me back in shape. But I figured out one reason why, because this guy walks around at 5% body fat.
Wow.
He's met all his goals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I'm like his new goal to get me back in shape.
And by the way, like the lifestyle that you're living right now in terms of just eating once a day, is that forever, or at some point can you start to introduce more?
It's not. It probably won't be forever, because it's really hard to keep up, especially with having a social life and friends. But I've learned that there's a lot of benefits in fasting. Like a lot of my close friends and family members said I look younger, and I looked it up and stuff like that. And when you fast, your body, it's scientific. Like your body get rid of the bad cells, and it create new cells. And the longer you fast, the better benefits you have. It create more growth hormone and boost your testosterone. And I can be honest and say that I have taken TRT before. I've never taken steroids or any other like sport enhancement, but I have taken tests, and now I'm not on anything.
Wow.
I just take supplements.
How many supplements?
Man, I got a whole box full of stuff over there that I take. Yeah.
By the way, going back to your previous comment, maybe the nicest thing you've ever said to me, so thank you. Just saying that, you know, like I look out for the fighters and that you'd want me involved with UFL, so thank you. But as a wise man named Quentin Jackson once told me, the cheddar makes it better. So how much you want to pay? How much you want to pay for my services? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? I'm going to talk to my business partner, Harrison Rogers, as soon as I get out this with you, and then I will text you with a nice deal.
Wow.
We would really be interested in working with someone like the likes of you. You know, even though I don't like you that much, you are very respected in the sport of MMA, and I see that you have nothing but, you know, saying good thoughts for MMA. You know, I've noticed that about you, because I've noticed it when I've been seeing you going at Dana White. What's up with that? You know what I'm saying?
No, before we get to that, just want to let you know before you make that phone call, they don't call me 8 figures Helwani for nothing. So I just want you to have that in your mind. I'm just saying, I just don't want you to waste your time. And, you know, we've come a long way, I must say, from the great relationship. One of the great regrets of my life, of my career, we had such a great relationship. And then there was a period where you wouldn't talk to me. I remember we were in Montreal, UFC 186. You wouldn't talk to me, and they had to bring in another person to interview you. What a mistake that was. I mean, we could have added that to you were in my hometown. I could have taken you around my hometown. You took me around in Japan. We never got to go to Memphis yet. I could have showed you around Montreal. You know, Montreal is Las Vegas of the North, right? Like, they don't, Montreal's, and you didn't talk to me. I remember you walked by me. Do you remember when you walked by me backstage? My heart broke. I was so sad.
Yeah. I was really upset with you. I was really mad at you, because it was a time in history when you hated on me.
No.
And I don't know why.
It's not true. It's not true. We don't need to.
When I went to Bellator, when I left UFC and I went to Bellator, you hated on me.
It's not true. It was love.
It is true. I remember clear as day.
You're the one saying fat shaming is okay. I was just talking about love. I was looking out for you.
Fat shaming is okay, but you know, I made a career change. I was not happy with, you know, some things that happened at the UFC, and I went to Bellator, and you was like real nigga, like nobody cares. Who gives a fuck about Bellator? You was. I
never said that. I'm the guy. By the way,
not in those words.
I'm the guy who always roots for the competition. I want competition. I think for the fighters, right? So you have different places that you can go leverage.
How many Bellator fighters do you have on your show, the MMA Hour? How many?
I mean, we just had Michael Page. He was Bellator MVP, but he just announced free agency, so I guess he doesn't count. But I mean, we have Francis. He's not a UFC fighter. We have you.
No. I didn't ask you that. I said how many Bellator fighters.
We have Bellator. Our last show, we had Kat Zingano. She's Bellator. Just our last show on Wednesday.
Okay.
Are you cool with the UFC these days?
I don't have no ill will against the UFC, because I'm gonna tell you, this is how I look at it. I see that it's business. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take anything personal. I wasn't happy with the way the UFC handled my Reebok contract and how all of a sudden they're sponsored by Reebok and I'm not. You know, I didn't like it, and there's a couple other things that happened in the UFC that I didn't like, but I don't take stuff like that personal. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever.
What about now? Like, do you feel like you're welcome if you go to an event? You can get tickets. You be in the front row. Like, do you feel like they treat you like one of the legends?
No, I don't feel like that. I don't really ask for tickets and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't see any offers for me to come there and sit front row and stuff like that. But I've never asked. So yeah, I don't feel welcome like that. You know, they probably think that I feel some type of way towards the UFC, but honestly, I don't. I think that Dana White has done a good job of putting the sport I love on the map, and you got to respect him for that. Then I have to agree with, you know, every decision that he made and everything that he's, you know, done to me in my career.
That bums me out. I feel like people like you who have done what you've done, you should be front row anytime you want to be front row. You should be in the Hall of Fame already. You know, 30th anniversary year of the UFC, you should be celebrated. Your colleagues, your fellow fight, like That's the one thing that I think the UFC, you can't deny the UFC is the behemoth. They are the major leagues. They're the NFL. They're everything times 1,000. But the one thing, in terms of forward facing that I don't like that they do is that I feel like they don't honor the history of the UFC, the forefathers, the founding fathers, the ones who put the sport on the map well enough. And I would like to see more of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being in the Hall of Fame if it came with something like a pension or something, but it don't. Like what, this is something that people really haven't grasped about me and why I fight. I never fought to be in the Hall of Fame. I never fought to be famous, so, I don't, not disrespecting the UFC, but I can care less about a Hall of Fame in any organization. Even if Pride had a Hall of Fame, I wouldn't be, what's the word? I wouldn't, I would accept it, but it's not like something that I'm going like, hey, put me in the Hall of Fame, put me in the Hall of Fame. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Can I tell you one of my dreams? Honestly, before my time covering the sport, being involved in the sport is done, I would love to see, and honestly, I wouldn't even mind helping if that